Hi guys, welcome back to Pipeflow versus YouTube channel where curiosity meets the code. Today we'll be seeing how to shorten the given URL and but the say output should be the same. Like you click on the shorter one or the long format, both the URL should display the same page. So let's see how that is done. But before that, we'll be checking the packages pre-installed in my system. So the first command that I'm going to execute in command prompt is pip list, where you can see all the packages with the versions. So I can give a look about what package is what version and update it accordingly. So you can take a look onto your packages. If not installed, please do install it. You can just Google how to install and there will be a command for that to execute in command prompt. Another command to check for all these is pip freeze, which gives a similar output where packages with the version will be mentioned. Quickly, let's see the program. Let's see the code, how it works, and later we can skip to the input part. So here you can see Tkinter and Tkinter import TTK and also pyshorteners is important. So firstly, basically Tkinter is for the graphical user interface and Tkinter, the submodule, provides access to TK themed widget set. And pyshorteners, this library allows for shortening URLs using various URL shortening services. Let's move on to the classes and functions. As you can see, there is the main class, which is URL shortener app, and in that we have a different function. One is for the user interface, and one is to shorten the URL, and the third one is to copy the URL. Now, why is copy required? I'll tell you, I'll explain you later in the program. So, and also there is the last one to run the program, and the last condition is to run only if it is executed directly. So let's go on to the first function of the class. So here the basic widget where the user interface, whenever you execute a program, the first thing that you see, everything is set in this method. The constructor initialize the application window and its components to the root window of the application. Then it creates a label, an entry widget for entering the URL. So we need a label to the entire user interface, and also there should be a space to enter the URL and a button for shortening the URL. There should be a button for shortening the URL, a label for displaying the shortened URL. Again, we need to display the shortened URL, so for that also we need space, and a button for copying the shortened URL. So the shortened URL which is being displayed, I need to copy it from the clipboard to the clipboard. And widgets are arranged using the grid geometric manager to organize them in rows and columns. Let's move on to the next one. So the next definition or a method is to shorten the URL. This is the major process of the program. And as you can see, first we get whatever URL is entered in the widget. And we are using pyshorteners to shorten the URL from tinyurl.short. So we are using one of the gadgets. And then we configure after the URL shorten procedure is successful, we are printing shortened URL and the URL. And there is an except function, except that if there is a fail in the procedure or not able to shorten the URL, an error message has been printed where it says error and the string has been printed. Else, if there is no error, if after successful execution, it displays please enter the URL once again to shorten the thing. Let's move on to the next function or a method. So the next definition or a method is copy URL. We need a button to copy the URL since we can't directly paste copy and paste it if we leave it like that only to be displayed. So here what happens is this method is called when the user clicks the copy button. It checks if the shortened URL exists, that is, if the URL has been successfully shortened. And if the URL exists, it clears the clipboard, append the shortened URL to the clipboard, and updates the clipboard. Now, where it is copied, obviously it's to the clipboard. So, moving on to the next main function, where this function is the entry point to the program. It creates a Tkinter window, initializes the URL shortener app class, and starts the Tkinter event loop by calling the main loop. Now, what is the final part of the code? This is basically done to make sure that only when the module is run directly, then only we get the output. Else, if it is imported as module, it doesn't. So let's see the program how the output is. So here I'm just copying the program name and opening command prompt. Uh, and here you can see there is enter URL button, and just randomly one of the URL I'm going to copy and paste. You can see it's a lion page, and the URL is pretty huge, and there is a shorten button, and you can see the result shorten URL, and I'm copying. Let me go and open a fresh page and paste the same URL. So it's the same page, but the URL is just shortened. This can be used for people who want to share the links, but shortened form. Thank you so much for watching. If you have learned something from this video, please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.